What's up everyone? In this video I'm going to talk about the 5 reasons why I think it's a great time to buy used right now. So if you're a new photographer or someone that's looking for a brand new camera and your budget is between $1,000 to $2,000, please watch this video. You could save yourself $1,000 or more. So with prices and tariffs on the rise and a lot of uncertainty, I think a lot of these new cameras are going to be a lot more expensive. According to my local camera store and their employees, they did say that anything that's not made in the USA is going to be a lot more. And when I was talking with them, they only stated that one, I think it was like a bag made in California, that one is not going to go up in price, but according to what they're saying, prices will go up because of the tariffs and manufacturing and everything else that's happening in the world. So if you're on a budget, I would highly recommend taking a look at used cameras and lenses, especially the DSLR cameras, because I know a lot of people will talk down on the DSLRs, but those DSLR cameras are still amazing to use. And let's just get straight to the 5 reasons. The first reason why I think you should get one is because used gear is cheap. My photography journey started with DSLRs. My first camera was a Nikon D40, brand new. That thing was $700. Now you can find one for like 40, 50 bucks depending on the condition it's in. But with the D40, I went from the D40 to the D90 to the D700 to the D750, and then now with the Nikon Z6. So if you're brand new, don't be worried about getting the latest and greatest, because even these older cameras are still phenomenal to use, especially if your budget is under $1,000. And we'll get back to what lenses I would recommend in this video. So that was my journey with the Nikon DSLRs. And now you can find a bunch on sale for a really good price depending on the condition it's in. You know, with the cheaper Nikon DSLRs, you can also find really affordable lenses as well. And you have a whole wide range of lenses to choose from too that fits your photography needs. If you're looking for like the best lens, there are no best lenses because it just really depends on what you want to do or take pictures of. A lot of people will recommend the 70 to 200 or a 24 to 70, but those prices can be really high. I would highly recommend looking at what lenses you really like. I know a lot of people will also recommend like the 50 1.8 or the 35 1.8, but it just really depends on what your style is. So there are no best lenses for a camera. I know a lot of people will say that, but there are just none, just because it's just impossible to tell you what best lens fits your photography needs. And reason number 2, you are saving a lot of money. Let's just talk about the $1,000 budget. For example, here you want to buy a used camera, and let's just say all of these cameras are in good condition. The cameras and lenses are in good condition. I would say start out with the Nikon D7000. I bought mine used for like, I think $200, but that was like years ago. Now you can find a bunch of the used Nikon D7000s for well under $150, depending on the condition it's in. So get a Nikon D7000, that's like $150, and then looking at your lenses, and your budget's already under $1,000, and that's probably already down to like $850. So you have $850 to spend on lenses, accessories, and so much more. For a lens, I would highly recommend looking at the 17 to 50 or a used 70 to 200. I know those two lenses can be pretty heavy, so if you're looking for a good overall lens, I would say an 18 to 200 is a good lens, especially if you're not sure what you want to take photos of, because you can get an 18 to 200 and like a prime lens, which is a lens that you can't zoom with, like the 50 1.8G or the 35 1.8G lens. So just looking at that price range, you're just saving a lot more, and you get a lot of bang for your buck already, because the D7000, and you can get like 2 more lenses, and you can get a bunch of filters, more batteries. So you're already saving yourself a lot of money already, compared to getting like a $2,000 camera that you won't be able to have creative expression with the different types of lenses with it, because you've already spent your entire budget on that one camera. Versus if you're buying used, you can buy used camera, used lenses that really fit your style, and just keep on getting what you want with those lenses. Reason number 3, quality gear will last. All of my Nikon lenses that I have are still in really great shape. I have the Sigma 35 1.4 Art, the Tamron 45 1.8, All of them just have some blemishes on the outside, but internally they're still amazing. And also, older lenses are beginning to hold their value too. And I think a lot of people are coming back to these lenses just because it's more, it's just heavy, it's just bulky, and there's just something about using these bigger lenses. I know it's a little heavier, but a lot of people, or from what I'm seeing, some photographers are buying these older lenses and keeping them. So keep on a lookout for these older lenses because they're gonna hold value because they have a sentimental value to that photographer. And if you're looking at used, just make sure you're looking at the condition it's in. I would highly recommend, if you are buying them online, buy from someone that's very reputable. I would not buy any lens from someone that has only sold like 2 items, because that's for me, that's just a red flag. If you're buying from online, I would highly recommend buying used cameras or lenses from either B&H, Adorama, or KEH. I haven't used KEH yet, but I've heard a lot of good reviews with them. I've used B&H and Adorama for used cameras and lenses, and they've all been really accurate with their detailed descriptions. Reason number 4, learning to appreciate what you have, because it does force you to grow with your skills instead of relying on the technical specs or features that cameras have, especially the newer cameras that have new features. A lot of these features you have to read up on a lot and kind of adjust those settings to fit your needs. For example, I know some of the new cameras have like face and eye detection. Some even have like car detection, airplane detection, bird detection, animal detection, everything. So you have to set up according to what you like to photograph. But with these older cameras, I think most of them are really good already right off the box. Like for example, like I said earlier, with the Nikon D7000, set it to like some autofocus modes and it's gonna just shoot amazing, and the autofocus is already really fast. The D7000 is one camera I would highly recommend, and if you are interested, I did do a review on it in my channel, so check that out. So reason number 5, prices are rising because of tariffs. That's just what I heard from the employees at my local camera store. They just told me anything that's not made in the USA is gonna go up in prices, but just because of tariffs, manufacturing, and other uncertainties. And that's one of the reasons why buying used is great right now. Plus, you may also find some awesome deals on that used gear, and you don't need the latest and greatest to get good photos too. So if you're a seasoned photographer or a professional photographer, let me know in the comments what you bought used and how much you got it for, because I'd love to hear your stories about it. I've bought some amazing gear in the past. I think my best purchase was the Nikon D3, and it was in like great condition. Another one I think I really loved was the Nikon D300S. I bought that one for $150. This was like back in 2018, 2019, whenever it was when I did my first Nikon D300S review in my channel. But I remember buying that one and I was just kind of astonished at how good of a condition it was in. So don't be afraid to look at used cameras or lenses. And if you are planning to buy them used, I would only trust websites like B&H and Adorama. If you are trying to buy them privately, obviously inspect it in person and make sure the battery is fully charged, because with some older DSLRs, if the battery isn't charged, it can give you an error, especially with Nikon DSLRs. So those are my 5 reasons why I think it's a great time to buy used. Just going back to that list real quick. Number 1, used gear is cheap. Reason number 2, you're saving a lot of money. Reason number 3, quality gear will last. Reason number 4, learning to appreciate what you have. And reason number 5, tariffs are going to affect the prices of new cameras and not used gear. So if you just recently got a new camera or a new camera to you, let me know in the comments. But if you did get a good deal, let me know in the comments too, because it's just amazing just to read everyone's stories. Because I remember reading someone's story about them picking up like a used Nikon D7000 for like $50, 50 USD. And I was just like, man, that's amazing, because I bought mine for like 180 or $200 around there when it was a while back. But some of these stories are amazing. I really do appreciate everyone commenting your experiences with these cameras and lenses, especially how much you bought them for too. I'm really envious about everyone that's been sharing those stories. And yeah, if you have any questions about used cameras or lenses or anything photography related, please comment below and I'll try my best to help, and hopefully others in the comments will help too. So that's my take on this whole buying used right now. So if you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe because that does help my channel grow. And yeah, thanks for watching, everyone. See ya.